I'm back at project house number 1, and I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of an update. Not a lot has got done. I'm really not impressed with the contractor at all. Everything just takes forever to get anything done, and then what is done is, in my opinion, subpar. But hopefully things will get better. But here's where it's at right now. The floor joists are on. Most of the subfloor is in. They did a mediocre job at best. I don't know if you guys can see it rain, so there's low spots where it's pulling water. Really not pleased at all, but it's making a little bit of progress. I will be glad once they have their part done and I can take over. Like this board on the outside, the band board, they just have it. So they have one piece of wood running this way, so it pushed this whole board out. So I'm going to try to get them to change that, and then for some reason I'm going to hop up on here real quick. For some reason on this one they cut the tongue off, so there's no tongue going into the groove on this side. They just cut the tongue off, and you can see where we have low spots where it's just puddles of water. Really no good, but I can fix that all up with floor leveler. And then on the inside, so the house has settled a little bit. This house is I think from around the 1930s, so it's coming on about 100 years, so it's settled a little bit. So for this to be level, which they got it pretty level, this right side is a 1/4 inch higher than that side, or vice versa. We got about a 1/4 inch off from side to side. Set up a laser to see that, but they did a all right job getting it level. But on this side we're about an inch lower than the current subfloor, and then over on this side we're about an inch higher. So I'm going to take you guys inside and show you kind of what my plans are. So this is coming in the back door, and what I'm planning is basically to rip out all this subfloor, because it's all kind of slanting in to the middle. It's kind of all slanting in, and I think we have about a 3-inch dip from the back wall to like where that fireplace is. It's kind of all sloping down this way. Now all the outside edges on all 4 walls are level. Well, they're pretty level, close in with each other. So that shouldn't be too terrible, but I'll take you guys in the basement and show you what I kind of have planned. I'm going down the basement steps right now. I got this ozone generator running. It's surprisingly still working. I'm going to shut that off. It doesn't need to keep going. But basically, we're kind of all sinking down toward the middle. I'm going to back up over here. But our outside edges are all remotely level. Like, they're pretty good. These are just 2x8s that they were running before. So what I'm planning to do is do 2x10s and just sister them all up to these, notch the 2x10s out to sit in here. I might even do 2x12s, I'm not sure. But for whatever reason, they had these kind of notched out, so the floor is sitting kind of lower on the outside. I'm really not sure why. But anyway, and I think I'm going to do that. And then these stairs are going to come down a little bit more in front here. So I'm thinking about running a beam on this side, because this is 26 feet from side to side, probably a triple 2x10 beam. And I'm going to tie it in the same way, kind of like what's here now. They just have this one single 2x8 going across, and I think what happened is it lost a lot of strength when they cut out for stuff. It's cut there, it's cut over here, and it just isn't maintaining strength. So what I'm planning to do is kind of where this is, probably a little bit more closer this way, is take a 2x10, run it from side to side, sister it in, and then I'll have where these stairs come down, I can have support holding that beam up on both sides of the stairs, rather than have where now it has this out in the middle. I'll have these up by the stairs to give a more wide open look. And I should also have a little bit more head height down here, join it that way too. I'm planning to, instead of put like a 4x4 with the posts like are here now, we'll just the beam, and then I'll use joist hangers to hold the floor joist in, and I'll have another one over on this side. I'm not really sure where I'm going to put it yet, because this is 32 feet. So it's 32 feet this way, 26 foot the other way. So what I'm thinking is we're using 2x10s as the floor joist and seeing how far they can span, because with the 2x10 floor joist, I'll still be able to maintain right over a 6 foot head clearance down here, which would be ideal. With if I use 2x12s, it'll be right at 6 foot, so it gets to be a little bit low. So I think I want to use 2x10s, joist hanger them in there, and then probably have another one somewhere back here with it joined the same way. Let me know what you guys, if you guys have any other ideas, how you would do it. But that's my plan right now. This house was just balloon built, so the walls and stuff are not supported on the subfloor. So I can take all this subfloor out without impacting the wall structure above for the most part. There is like where the stairs are, they're kind of built in after the fact and stuff like that, but I'm going to change the stairs anyway. I'm going to pull these stairs out a little bit, make them a little bit bigger, not as steep. So the upstairs are right above it. And that's mainly for the upstairs, but I figured if I'm doing one, I might as well do both. Here's a look from the other side. They have right now, it is the 2x8s run about 16 foot, and this is pretty much the middle. So this is about 16 foot on both sides. And then these 2x8s end onto just a single 2x8 that has been cut all over the place. Like some places have holes where it's pretty much nothing. So basically all the way to the house is being held up by just this 4x4 running this way and these 4x4 posts. Like when we come over here, they're not attached here into here anyway. So I think I'm gonna have a lot stronger, a lot better floor to have a triple ply beam running across, all joists hangered in. I think that'll be a lot stronger than what's here now. But again, if you guys have any recommendations on how you would do things, please let me know. I brought a tape measure down to measure from the bottom of the floor joist to the concrete floor, and pretty much everywhere we are at between 76 and 78 inches. So I think what could have happened is probably been built, well, this concrete floor down here might not be completely level, and they may have just tried to level everything off of the concrete floor and just measured up, because we're pretty consistent. But I do believe upstairs we go down about roughly 3 inches in total. Now coming back out here, and I will give one update because I brought my level out and the tape measure, and on this side, top of subfloor to top of subfloor, it is actually right about 5/8 inch high. As far as this is about 5 inches higher. And then over on this side, we're about a 1/2 inch low, maybe 3/8 inch low. So we're only about an inch off between the two, not nearly as much as I originally had thought. So it shouldn't be too bad to get this all leveled out and nice. Especially with it currently being 2x8s and my plan to use 2x10s and notch them, I can really set the height wherever I want it. I can dictate the height regardless of what regardless if this has settled a little bit, you know, if we have an inch difference between the two sides, I can just gradually make up that inch where my notch out on this side where it's low, I'll have an inch more notched out and gradually bring it down. So that shouldn't be too difficult. It will be a tremendous amount of work, but hopefully in the end it's worth it. And I'm gonna patch in at the end here. I'll put some videos updating along this whole process and like what, because I hired a contractor to build the shell. Ideally, I thought it would help it get up faster, but now we're about 4 months in, and so far the contractor really hasn't done too much of anything. Again, thanks for watching. If you guys have any tips, suggestions, please let me know. It's going to be a couple weeks before I get started on this project, so I can take all your comments, suggestions into account. Thanks for watching. This next part was from when it was about halfway done. I just had this little clip, so I figured I'd put it in there. As you can see, they got those boards in, anchor bolted in, 2x10 floor joists. They're notched out to fit on there. And this side is the one that's low, and then the side over there is the one that's high compared to the existing. Like I said, it's about an inch between the two total, so it's really not terrible. Also, since this floor is about a 1/4 inch out of level, it's really only about 3/4 inch total in reality. And I would have probably split the difference a little bit, but that's just me. And now that this is done, I'll have something to match the new house, or the existing house, the new floor joist off of. So once this is all done, framed in and everything, I'll remove that current exterior wall that you see there and set up a laser, get my height right for where I'm going to have my beam in the middle. I'll probably put the beam in first and then get that height right, get the height on this side right, which I can just match it to the new structure, and then just, I feel like that's going to be the easiest way to run these. What I'm going to do is run the 2x10s the way that they're going, and then get them all leveled up to the height I need them, and then I'll adjust the current 2x8s that are there now to where they need to be on that same level, and I'll sister them together. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any comments, suggestions, etc. Leave them down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share. See how this eventually turns out.